Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So we have a pretty serious topic here. We got a code 313 up here in Detroit, and the fan base, we're just starting to eat each other out, bro. Like, when it comes down to it, this team is, man, we're just really going through it, right? So I was going on Twitter here, and Pistons Nation is in an uproar over Chris Castellani. So Chris here is a member of Barstool Sports, and when it comes down to it, do not. Okay, we're not selling the Detroit Pistons. Okay. I'm going. Okay. I told myself I was not going to get upset about this topic, but it really actually upsets me, even the mention of it, because I'm still shaken up about my Detroit shock. Like, Deanna Nolan, Katie Smith, Ruth Riley, Swin Cash, Cheryl Ford. That was my team, and they got sold and put over in Tulsa. And nobody heard them ever since, man. So there's talks here about the idea of the Detroit Pistons being moved to relocated or sold. So we're going to listen to Chris' takes here on this, just because, I know that everybody's really upset right now. We're all really upset. Like, nobody wants to see the Pistons lose like this, except probably Cavalier fans, Heat fans, Mav fans, Laker fans, King fans, Grizzly fans, Raptor fans, Buck fans, Spurs fans, Rocket fans, Clipper fans, Thunder fans. You all coming at us lately, bro. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay, so let's see what Chris here. And by the way, he is a fan of Detroit sports, so that is important to note. I did look him up because I was curious, if it was like a Celtics representative saying it or something, man. But he is a fan of Detroit sports. All right, let's listen to him.
All right, yeah, so I got people upset again. Look, I wrote a blog today, which, look, no matter what people think, like, I did my job. Like, I'm paid to blog and write things that people react to. Like, I think I did that pretty effectively today, and I doubt I'm done writing blogs for the day. But this one obviously.
Well, you know what? I think my response to that instantly is that, I'm sure when you were writing the article, you were probably like, yeah, this is definitely going to upset people. Like, but with people getting upset, people are going to click on things. Like, that's just how human nature is. So, I do understand that, but I also think too, like, if that was your goal initially, then I think you just got to kind of like expect the lashback and just kind of continue on. Like, you don't have to like double down on it, It's like, because I know as a content creator, I don't like when people are upset with me. Like, it's not a nice feeling, but there's sometimes where we say things where it's like, if that's the stance that we take and we know people are going to be upset over it, then you just kind of have to let it, you just have to let it go, and you kind of have to, stay true to what you believe in.
Big reaction out of people. I wrote a blog saying owner Tom Gores needs to make a decision. Either sell the Detroit Pistons or move the team to another city.
Please do the first one.
Now, I've already gotten several, in fact, quite a few responses from people saying, I don't even need to read this garbage. Okay, well then, then you're a shit fuck. Like, I don't at least respect people who read what I write and tell me that I'm a big dumb asshole than I will people that just write off what's in the blog without even laying eyes on it.
Right.
Like, I can't help you with that. But to the people who read it and got upset, I think in general, what people are mad at is more so the headline than they are the blog. If you read the blog, which I recommend you do, I think I do a pretty good job, and not to pat myself on the back too much. But
I do have it pulled up. I am one of them. I'm one of them F words things. Because I've not read it yet. I was going to listen to what you had to say first, and then I was going to be like, okay, if he gives good context, then I probably will not read the blog. But if I need more context, then I definitely will read it. But let's see. He might take care of those points already in this.
I never said I hope they move the team. I never said I want this to happen. I never said I can't wait for this to go down so the fans can be miserable. And I also acknowledge I probably should have done a better job of this in the blog. It's never going to happen. or if at least it happens, it's not going to happen for a very long time.
Oh,
But
my
here's where
Detroit
I stand
shock.
on this.
My Detroit
Because my
shock.
opinion on this will admittedly be much different than most other people's, and that's fine. The way I stand on this is I would rather not have an NBA team in Detroit than have one that looks like this. And I am.
This is a very embarrassing product. Like I think we can all admit that. But to not have the Pistons, man, I do not know what I would do with my life. Like I literally do not know what my hobbies would be. Like my like so much of my life has been based around the Detroit Pistons. I'll probably start maybe playing World of Warcraft or something, you know? So I just remember, man, I'll watch Summer League. I'll watch preseason, you know, with the 17th string guys playing. And I just love watching. Like this isn't fun, but once we get that one win, that's when the optimism starts coming back into play. And that's why it's like I don't like the fighting among, you know, Pistons Nation like this, because once this losing streak's over, it's just all about the rebuild again and just about finding out what happens, you know, and how do we get better? How do we get better? That's all it has to be about.
I understand most people do not share that opinion. That's fine. That's fine. Here's the thing: personal taste exists. I assume you guys know what taste is. It's one of the five senses. You learned about it probably in school. Like, I've already gotten a bunch of people saying, "Oh,
I learned about it in the movie The Sixth Sense," because I was like, "Why is this kid got 6 pennies and talking to dead people, man? Like, what the heck's a cent, bro? Like a nickel and a penny or something?" And then no, taste, touch, smell, taste, touch, smell, hear. Taste, smell, touch, hear, and see. And what's the sixth one? Oh yeah, seeing dead people too, which is just seeing. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Happened to the Tigers, you'd be really upset. Yeah, I like baseball more than I like basketball. I think
That's probably the biggest sell you've said, but that's okay.
On my sleeve, you know, like don't fucking ask Colonel Sanders to make you a hamburger. Like I am embarrassed by the Detroit Pistons. I'm embarrassed.
Sorry, as you guys can probably judge by the color of my eyes, my allergies are pretty bad right now. I'm thinking about, man, an extra crispy hamburger, bro. Maybe I get the Colonel himself, man. I would eat it.
That they wear Detroit on their uniforms. Like, they should be stripped of that title. I think they are a pathetic organization that's been that way for over a decade and a half now. And what scares me, unlike the Tigers and unlike the Lions and unlike the Red Wings, who finally reached a breaking point where they said, we need to make a regime change, we need to bring in new leadership, I fear that Tom Gores thinks this is okay. I fear that Troy Weaver's going to stay here, that Arntellem's still going to stay here, and that all these bozos that have turned this...
See, I think my thing with that right there, though, is I look maybe at, like the Detroit Lions, who for years, with the Fords, they were in a really bad situation with that ownership, who really just looked at the team as can we make any sort of profit, any means necessary. So I do think that's a valid take to have. But I think that's why people are like get upset about the idea of because if you relocate the franchise, that is essentially just relocating the entire future. And that's assuming that things were just never going to get better. And the Lions, it took an entire lifetime for that to happen. So maybe the Detroit Pistons, it might take a lifetime. But they'll get there. You know, we'll all wear that Detroit proud again. I just wish they would bring that back, the horse logo, though. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like if they rebranded, that would probably get them at least plus 20 wins.
Organization into the single worst run organization in all of the 4 professional sports are going to be okay with watching this disaster unfold. If that's going to be the case, then I would rather they not have a team. People can have their opinions, and they can say, oh, I guess you're not a real fan. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I've been watching them this year. I wish I hadn't, sadly, you know. Rather fucking dig change out of a dog's asshole, but I don't know. That's
Foul should run away.
Obviously, Pistons fans are very passionate about this. The team's not going to get moved. But I find it interesting, and this will be my last point. I just find it interesting that we can't be more united in this. Because what is
Ugh.
sad, and one thing I should have done a better job of articulating, I guess, in the
Here we go.
blog, is
Let's
that
listen.
if I was born 10 years earlier, I would be doing Pistons post games right now instead of Tiger post games. Like, the Pistons were my team growing up. I wore the jerseys. I went to the Palace. You know, I cried when they won the championship. I was the can't miss a game fan that for the Pistons that I am with the Tigers.
I watched the Pistons win the championship. It was at my aunt's house. It was at my aunt's house.
Today. And the fact that the organization has sunk to a point that they've gotten even some of the biggest diehards to reach a point where they wouldn't even care if they're sold is not a reflection of me as a fan. It's a reflection of them as an organization. But people can feel their type of way. Look, I work for fucking Barstool. This is the heat you're going to get. I'm really not that upset by this. I just...
Yeah. I think that's the. I think it maybe the reason that it upset people. And this is like I said. I don't know. I don't know anybody's mindset. I don't know my mindset half the time. But I think what maybe it felt like salt in the wound type of thing, where we are all collectively in agreement how embarrassing this program is right now. We are all united in that front. I think, but I think we also still all have a little dash of hope left in us. I think that's what keeps us, making content every single day, or making tweets, or making blogs, or whatever. It's just that little bit of hope of like, you wouldn't talk about something that just was never had a chance of being good again. Like, this would be the point. So I think we all have a little bit of hope, and by relocating the team, that just diminishes that forever, and it would never come back, and that would be really sad. That's all we got. Thank you all so much for watching. Yes, if you guys want to check out the full article here, I do apologize. I should have read, I probably should have read it, right? But I more so wanted to hear about your point about everything else. So it's all good. Peace out, my friends.